Hi, this is Reese from Creatacrm, and today I'm going to be showing you State Machine. Now, State Machine is in the bracket of workflow with Creator. We have a number of tools, which is inside a workflow, is State Machine, triggering, and workflow itself. Now, with this particular one with State Machine, for those who already know it, it's just a way to manage a process and having rules connected to it to move forward in the process. And certain things need to be done during the transition of each state. Now, for those who don't know, the state machine is very easily described as like a traffic lights. If I've got this diagram here. Now, traffic lights, if you know and you drive a car, that you can actually drive a car and if you notice that a light green can go to yellow and then go to red. Now that's the transition of a green can go to yellow. Now a green can never go to red, and yellow can never go to green, and red can never go to yellow. So you can see the transition of the state machine where it follows a particular rule, and at the end of the day a red goes all the way back to a green. And that is an easy way to describe a state machine. It requires some regular processes, and for you to do something you have to meet certain conditions. Now we're going to look in Creator and see how this works in Creator. Let's load up Creator. Now in the screen above we have workflow, job workflow. It's assigned to a particular business object. Now in Creator you can have unlimited amount of state machines inside your database, having regular processes for your database itself. Now let's open up the job workflow that we've already designed in this database. Now we'll go to a number of states. Now states are particular rules. So for example, a state is waiting on a client, for example. We can show you with waiting on a state of a client, you've got a number of transitions it allows to go to. Similar to the traffic lights where a green cannot go straight to red, a green only can go to yellow. So this is the same thing with transitions where awaiting a client only can go to these four elements over here. So we go back and we go, for example, an assigned rule that it has all these particular processes. However, for it to meet the state, it actually has a couple of rules. So for it to get to that point in time of that target, it's got to meet a particular state to get to. Now let's look at the process of the assigned state machine. So we're going to go to project management and we're going to go to jobs to show up how we can do this. Now we're going to go through and find anything with a unassigned, which is one of these ones here, and we'll fix up create layouts. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to just start the job in the state, and we're going to edit this, and we're going to decide to see if we can move the job process. Now notice these are the states it can go to. Okay, but notice there's a rule there on the unassigned rule. Before it leaves the state, it has to meet some rule requirements. Now I'm going to try and assign it to a particular job. And bingo, no, it doesn't like me to move. It says job allocation cannot be null. So straight away when I want to move to a next step away from the unassigned to the selected transition states I'm allowed to go to, it tells me, I am sorry, you've got to do a couple more things for you to move to the next stage. Now state machines are very good for your business processes, for you to actually arrange a number of steps and stop people, for example, home loan companies and all these different companies where you can arrange a state of you need to have these documentations, these things done before you can move to the next state. Okay, so we're going to now try and meet these criteria. So notice we've got job allocated. Job allocated, we're going to assign it to myself. And see if I can now move state again. There's also, so we're going to go, I'll change it to Lincoln, sorry about that, Lincoln, mate. Reese. And let's go to assign. And fantastic, I can now move away from that state and I can save and close that. There's also buttons down here if you didn't know, on the state and the bottom top, and you can move the states over here as well. So we're going to just save and close that. So I've moved from one state to the other. So for example, next thing I want to do, I want to move to my assign. I'm just going to go back to fixing layouts here. Now I'm going to move to another state. I'm going to edit here, move to the other state. So I can say I'm going to close, I'm going to finalize for invoice. So I'm going to click on here. And yep, that was all good. I was allowed to finalize for invoice. Next thing I can do, close invoice. So notice how I've moved one state. Now let's try moving to another state. Now notice that drop down menu has completely changed and I've now got different states I can go to with finalize for invoice. And I'm now going to go invoice closed. And no, it doesn't like my criterias on there. I'm going to have to meet some of these criterias. There's a number of checklists I need to do. I'll see if I can meet them. So I've got to, I've finished a job. Let's see if that works. No, still has a problem. Okay, now what I have done is looked at the data of my state machine and realized, yeah, look, you know what? I've got all these items in here, but it wants me, because in the state machine, I was actually wanting to say closed invoice, invoice closed. It said I cannot do it because I've got all these activities in the state machine that have not been assigned to an invoice. And the point of a good state machine showing me that I cannot possibly sign off invoice closed because these are not connected to an invoice and therefore it cannot possibly be invoiced. So that's a great state machine showing me what I have. Now this is obviously research and development work, so what I can then do, go, you know what, I cannot send these to an invoice. I'm just going to send it to non-invoice close. And that is done. And now also you can see an example, not very well, but you can see that when I move to a state machine, I can do color coding, I can do flashing bells and all those different things on certain state machines. So that helps you out with state machine, where it's a really good tool where you can start developing your work procedures in your organization. Sorry about that, save and close that. And start developing your work procedures where you can build a number of state machines, developing the flow of your work, so you will be able to simply, similar to state machines of the traffic lights, you'll be able to direct the flow of people's processes for your organization and allow better equipped with people. For example, for the example I gave you, I was not allowed to close that invoice because it had activities that were not invoice. Therefore, I directed me to another state which was non-invoice of a job, because these activities had no invoices connected to them. You can notice, and so that shows you the flow that you can direct your staff, and that gives you better analytics for your business. I hope that helps, and please look at the other videos, which is triggers and workflow. You can see that with State Machine, Creatacrm is a very powerful enterprise solution for a very, very affordable price. Thank you.